Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your December 2023 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's Celtic Cross spread as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements of Wisdom, Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology eyes we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, well, we have 2. So, second house energy for you guys is Pisces, and we've had Saturn there for quite some time, finally in direct motion again, and then Neptune as well. So, second house in general points to possession, self-worth, and just finances in general. Okay, we have Aries, and for you guys, Aries is your third house of communication, short journeys, and siblings. We've had Chiron there for quite some time, and the North Node is there as well. Alright, and lastly, we have the South Node. So, South Node's actually in Libra, and for you guys, that's your 9th house of philosophy, higher learning, foreign affairs. So yeah, there could be some old things coming back around from the past and releasing some of those things as well in that area of life. Alright, moving on to your main spread. We have the Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, and challenging that, we have the 9 of Wands, Sagittarius energy. So, seeing this to me says that really for some of you might feel like you have to guard your resources, right? So maybe this is saying, for example, just a super generic example, let's say you go out with your friends, right, and a lot of the time you pay, right? So it could be something simple like that. It doesn't have to be a major existential crisis type moment or anything like that, but I'm kind of feeling like that's what it is. It's like, all right, you're starting to realize a pattern where you might feel like you're being taken advantage of in some way, right, with some group you're dealing with. So that could be co-workers, like I said, friends, maybe even family, right, to where now you're starting to hold back a little bit more. Right, in the foundation position, we have the star. So yeah, to me, this says you probably went into it with the right mentality, right? This is the major arcana card for your sign. So it could just be saying that you might have felt like, well, I'm actually in a position to where I can give, so it won't hurt, right? So that might have been how it started, but then it just started to snowball a little bit, right? To where it got past the point of, okay, here I am helping out, versus now you might feel like people were taking advantage in a certain way. Right. In the past position, we have the 7 of Swords. So for some of you, this could even point to why you might have felt this way, right? Because this is also Aquarius energy. So for some of you, you might have felt like, well, actually, I was like that in the past myself, right? So now that I'm in a position where I can help, karmically, I feel like I'm obligated to do so, right? Or for some of you, if this was someone that you directly did deceive in the past, right? So you might feel like, okay, well, I have to make it up to them, right? So it could just be one of those things where they might have that awareness that, okay, yeah, you did me wrong in the past, Aquarius, so now you're going to have to make it up to me, right? But they could just be letting it go a little bit too far now. All right, in the present position, we have the 9 of Swords. So yeah, to me, this is really starting to stress you out, right? Because like I said, you might feel a little bit torn where you're like, okay, technically I can give to the situation, but is it getting to the point where it's to my detriment, right? So I feel like that's what you could be grappling with this month. Right. In the near future position, we have the Chariot. So this is actually Cancerian energy here. So for some of you, it could just be saying that you might feel like you've cleared this energy by the time we have that Cancer full moon toward the end of December. But if not, that could just be saying that you're meant to be going through this right now, right? And you're meant to learn something from it and move forward from that. So like I said, maybe for some of you, like I said, it seems like this was something that probably started out with the right intentions, right? Whether you felt guilt, like, oh, I did this person wrong in the past, or I was just like that myself in the past, so now that I can give back, I will, right? Or whatever the case may be. But now it looks like you're being asked to look at that, understand, like, okay, karmic debts might have been paid now, and now you can move forward from there. In the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Queen of Wands. So this is Aries energy, which we saw come up in your dice as well. So to me, it says that you will communicate this to this person this month, right? And we even see we have the wand there, right, which could represent possibly being used as a weapon, right? But then we also see the sunflower there. So you could just do it with kindness, right? Be like, look, I can still help you to an extent, but you're starting to take it too far, right? So to me, this looks like you would be establishing boundaries with this person or group of people. All right, in the environment position, we have the moon. So this could just be saying whoever you're dealing with might not have been seeing the situation too clearly, right? So again, like we said, the same way you came into the situation with good intentions, maybe they didn't necessarily have bad intentions either, but maybe they just didn't realize, like maybe they approached it because you might have had that energy in the past, like, oh yeah, sure, I could totally help out, no problem. To where they just started to expect it, right? So it could just be one of those things where not deliberately trying to take advantage, but they just got comfortable with that dynamic and didn't really think to question it. And this could also say there could be some importance of the lunar cycles as far as causing a shift in these energies. So, the time of recording this, we haven't had the full moon in Gemini just yet, but that could be one lunar cycle that could have some importance around this. Then you have the new moon in Sagittarius around the middle of December. And then you have a full moon in Cancer, which I mentioned when we talked about the chariot toward the end of December. So be on the lookout for those times where you could see some shifts around the situation. Hopes or fears position, we have the Three of Wands. So yeah, this is one of those things where maybe you were hoping for a while that the situation would rectify itself, right? Like, okay, I'm still helping them out, but I'm sure eventually they'll move past it, right? And then we could just get back to a level playing field, but maybe that just hasn't been happening. All right, in the outcome position, we have the Nine of Cups. So this is Pisces energy here, which also came up with your dice. So yeah, it could just be as simple as once you do set that boundary, then you actually get to take a sigh of relief. Like okay, cool, I'm good here. So, I mean, initially I thought it was finances, right? But it could be anything. Like I said, maybe you have family and they have you do everything to set up for the holidays or something like that, right? Or it could be little things, big things, but I feel like you setting the boundaries is actually going to help you in the situation to feel like, okay, I can finally take that sigh of relief and actually enjoy the fruits of my own labor for once, right? Instead of spreading it out everywhere. Okay, and bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands. So yeah, this is a Sagittarius energy here. So it could just be saying, like I was talking about with the full moon in Cancer, that as we move toward the end of Sagittarius season, that might be when it finally clicks for you. Like, all right, here I am, Ten of Wands, right? Like, okay, been there, done that. Not even going to ask anyone to make it up for me for doing it, but I'm letting it go, right? We have the Eight of Wands beneath that, which shows a lot more freedom of movement. So yeah, it could just be one of those things where this is the month where you finally realize, like, okay, I could let this dynamic go. All right, moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Be Impeccable with Your Word, and it says enjoy heaven on earth. Let's see if we can get that to focus a little better. Okay. It says impeccability to work can lead you to personal freedom, success, and abundance. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement. Be impeccable with your word. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, especially, I mean, there will be a Mercury retrograde in December as well, so there's that. But like I said, it looks like you will be setting boundaries with that Aries energy popping up in your spread, and it looks like it will be beneficial. For your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Observer. There's the artwork, and the number is 49. Interesting, they're actually looking right at the moon too, so like we said, these lunar cycles could definitely be important for you guys this month. All right, essential meanings says perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. The Oracle's message: most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged in now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. So interesting message there, because to me that message almost seemed more like that would resonate more with the people in your environment, right? But I mean, for a small percentage of you, maybe it's you guys who are in that energy, right? And maybe you're realizing that, like, oh, okay. And maybe it's something you did in the past, thought you got away from, and you're repeating it, right? So just be on the lookout for that. But again, like I said, I feel like that's more to people in your environment than you. All right, the relationship message says, sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend an understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take to higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. So yeah, definitely a positive message there as well, especially where, like I said, it looks like you will be communicating to set some boundaries, but also, like I said, we see the wand and we also see the sunflower. So I feel like it's saying you would do it in a kind way, so that shouldn't like have the situation escalate, but maybe through the talking it through, right, you might get some further understanding around the situation. Okay, the prosperity message says it is an advantageous time for you to get some distance from what you're doing and see your work and your projects from a different perspective. The trick is to connect to the essence of your goals and aspirations while letting the form and timing be dictated by spirit. You may be too personally attached to an outcome and unable to see the miracle because it's not turning out exactly as you planned. Trust spirit. The perfect version of your abundance is right in front of you. Remain neutral and curious and watch the miracle unfold. So yeah, definitely a positive message there as well, especially because the chariot energy can represent things being moved forward as well. So definitely some significance with that. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. This is your mudra here. It's the Mushtika mudra. The keyword for it is selflessness. All right, and let's see if we get that to focus. There we go. And yeah, it doesn't look like I'll be able to fit everything in the frame. So what I'll do is I'll hold it up here for a second if you want to pause it to take a screenshot to read what it has to say. And we'll get the rest in the frame here. But under benefits, it says weakens ego grasping and self-defeating habits, awakens enlightened attitude and heart of compassion, reduces anxiety and self-doubt, calms the spirit, clears the mind, benefits the heart and vascular system. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name in the description video as always. Hope you guys have a good holiday season. I'll see you all next year, right? Bye.